Beautiful. West Virginia. Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you very much, everybody. I actually wish the primaries were not over. It's no fun this way. I want the primaries to keep going, but everybody's out. I'm the only one left. That's okay, right? Right? Yeah, it ended 2 days ago, and we just kept going 1, 2, 3, 4, one after another, and we had a great time. I've never done this stuff before. Am I doing a good job? Right? Doing a good job. And I'll tell you what, folks, you heard me the other night. I wasn't thinking even about you. I'm thinking about the miners all over this country. We're going to put the miners back to work. We're going to put the miners back to work. We're going to get those mines open. Oh, coal country, what they've done. And how about Hillary Clinton? I was watching her 3 or 4 weeks ago. See, I'm going to put the miners back to work. And she said, I'm going to put the miners and the mines out of business. And then she comes over and she tried to explain her statement. That's a tough one to explain, wouldn't you say? I watched her sitting at the table with a very good group of people. And one of the miners in particular, he was not exactly happy with her. He wasn't exactly happy. So who do we have? Who is a miner in this group? Who is a stand-up? You're all standing up anyway. I'll tell you what, folks. You're amazing people. And we're going to take care of a lot of years of horrible abuse, okay? We're going to take, and you can count on it. You can count on it. 100%. 100%. And you knew that because I just had a poll. It's irrelevant now because that whole thing is, but I was like, I think it was the highest poll I've ever had. And there were 3 people. So I could have waited. Maybe if they would have waited another week, I would have been happy. So I wasn't going to come today. They all said, you don't have to come because, you know, the contest is over and you're the nominee of the Republican Party. Congratulations. And, oh, you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy. But they said, you're now the nominee, and you don't have to come to West Virginia. I said, well, let me ask you, do they know I'm coming? Yes. How many tickets have you sold? How many people? Well, we have 32,000, but the arena holds about 15,000. I said, does that mean the place is going to be packed? Yes. Does that mean people are standing outside right now next to loudspeakers? Does that, you got more, as many as you have in here, you have more outside. I said, can you imagine? Now, we love the people outside, but your location is better. Do we agree, right? But, so I said, so wait a minute, you have like 15,000 people in here, and you have thousands outside, and we're going to notify the people of West Virginia that I'm not coming because I don't have to come. I've won all your delegates. I don't even have to do anything. There's no way I don't go to West Virginia. We're going to have fun, okay? We're going to have fun, right? There's always been something about West Virginia. I'll tell you a little secret. I've always been fascinated by the mines. I always have. I don't know why. You know, I love construction. I love the whole thing. I can tell you more about Caterpillar tractors than the people that work there. I just know, I love that business. You know, I love construction and and I'll tell you, I've just always been fascinated by the mines and the courage of the miners and the way the miners love what they do. They love what they do, you know? And I was talking to some of the people and I said, well, why don't they move? Why don't they go someplace else? Of course, in this country, you can't really go anywhere else because you can't get a job. because our jobs are going to everyone else but us. You know, we're sending our jobs to Mexico. China's taking our jobs. Japan. They're all taking our jobs, folks. That's all going to change very rapidly, I promise. But the miners don't want to leave anyway. Is that right? You want to stay here. You want to open the mines. We're going to open the mine. I see over here, Trump digs coal. Look at that. Trump digs coal. That's true. That's true. I do. So I've always been fascinated by it. I've been fascinated by the whole sequence of doing it. It's incredible, the engineering now that's involved and the safety and all that's taken place over the last number of years, especially over the last 10 years. And all of it's getting safe. And as it gets safe, they're taking it away from you in a different way. And I just think you're amazing people. And you watch what happens. If I win, we're going to bring those miners back. You're going to be so proud of your president. You're going to be so proud of your country. You watch. And boy, did he help me. Wow, Bobby Knight. And we had Lou Holtz, and we had the great coach from Purdue. We had a lot of people, Digger Phelps. But I'll tell you, Bobby went, and he called me like a year ago. And Bobby is Indiana. Won 900 games, won 3 championships, won the Olympics, won the Pan Am Games. And about a year ago, before I was going to run, because I've been doing this like for 9.5, 10 months, before I really made up my mind, I get a call from Bobby Knight, who I never met, but I know Bobby Knight. He's tough, he's smart, and he knows how to win. That's a good combination, right? By the way, that's what the country needs. And he calls me up, and I recognize his voice immediately. He goes, Mr. Trump, this is Bobby Knight. I hope you run. I said, Bobby, run for what? Okay? Because I'm telling you, I was 3, 4 months away. He said, I hope you run, Mr. Trump. You run for president. You are going to make this country great again. I've been following. And you know what he is? He's an expert on talent. He's talent. And he said, I just hope you run. I said, well, you know, Bobby, I really appreciate it. I haven't made up my mind yet. But I'd love your number, and let me call you back if I decide to run. He said, well, you have my support. Call me back. So, you know, a lot of time goes by. And then the races, and I'm winning and doing really great. But you've been hearing me say it's a rigged system, but now I don't say it anymore because I won. Okay? It's true. You know, now I don't care. I don't care. And the only way I won by such big margins, because it is a rigged system. But the only way you can do it's like a boxer. You got to knock them out. Then you can't worry about the judges. But it's true. I tell that story. You knock them out, and you don't have to worry about the judges, right? And I won by so much. And what happened with Bobby is a friend of mine from Indiana, the Hilberts. I said, who would be a good endorsement? Because this was so long ago that Bobby called. He said, well, Bobby Knight would be the greatest endorsement you could get, but, you know, I doubt you could get Bobby Knight. I said, I think I can. So I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm looking through all the stuff. I didn't put it on iPhones, right? I like the notes better, right? You know, the old-fashioned bum, put it under a pile of stuff, right? And I'm sitting at my desk, and I look, and there it is, Bobby Knight. And I call him up, and he picks up the phone, and we're just about ready to go to Indiana. And he goes, I've been waiting for you to call. I said, that's right, Bobby. You're going to endorse me? He says, I'm going to endorse you. I'll see you next week. And we went into an arena like this. And I will tell you, the place went crazy. So about a month and a half before, I was 10 points down. And then I went once without Bobby, just went. We had tremendous receptivity. And by the time, just for one day, and I left, and we were like 2 points up. And then I went for the final 4 or 5 days. I stayed there. And all I did was watch bad ads. I watched these horrible, phony ads done by people that, in my opinion, are not honest people. But they were really, well, some of them weren't so wrong, actually. A couple of them were. But for the most part, but bad ads. One of them was Club for Growth. They came to my office. They asked me for $1 million. I said, I'm not interested. And then they advertised against me. I mean, can you believe that? It's called Welcome to the World of Politics. So I'm looking, and one ad after another, and I said to my people, there's no way we can win. They spent $9 million or so. They had thousands of these ads in Indiana. I called my people. I said, there's no way. I just watched a program. At an intermission, they had 4 ads, all negative ads to Trump. And my guy said, no, you're going to win. I said, all right, let's see. And we won Indiana in a landslide. It was amazing. Amazing. It was amazing. And Bobby and all of the guys, they were incredible. That endorsement, though, was an amazing endorsement because he's revered in Indiana. And outside of Indiana, they know who Bobby Knight is because he's, generally speaking, beat your basketball teams. You know, it's one of those things. So that was great. And then a couple of weeks before that, I won New York in a landslide. And New York is good. Won everything. And the nice part about New York is they know me well. And the same thing with the ads. Negative ads, negative ads. You know that thing, never Trump. You know why it's never Trump? Because I'm going to stop the gravy train for all these consultants and all of these people that are ripping off our country. It's called the gravy train. So, never Trump. By the way, a lot of these never Trumps are calling up. Mr. Trump, I admire you greatly, sir. We'd love to join the campaign. I said, didn't you do a horrible ad of me 2 weeks ago? And weren't you on a show where you said horrible things? I said, how do you pivot from that to saying you think I'm a wonderful person? He said, no problem, sir. You know why? Politicians, they can do that. I have a hard time doing it. They can do it. So now it's really caught on, and everyone's happy. And then we had, as you know, 2 weeks ago, we had 5. We had Maryland, which was unbelievable. All victories by landslides. We had Maryland, Pennsylvania, where the miners are there, and the miners there are just absolutely, they're dying for work. They're dying for work, and they're great people. They're great people. I don't know if they're as good as the West Virginia miners. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's better. I don't know. They're damn good, but they're great people and dying for work. And I was in Pittsburgh, and I was around Pennsylvania. So we won Pennsylvania, we won Connecticut. And in Connecticut, I won everything from Greenwich to the poorest areas. They said he won Greenwich. We have very wealthy people. And he won the poorest areas, won everything. I won with men. I won with women. Very important. Boy. These people, you know, the media is the most dishonest group of people. But boy, they're killing me with the women, and I think I'm doing great. You know, every state I've won with women, big league. So I've won with men and women. I've won with rich and poor, highly educated, less than highly educated, white, African American. We've won with every category. So I won the 5 states. And then I won Indiana. So we won all of this stuff. And then it was all of a sudden like they just had enough. They couldn't stand Trump winning. And they couldn't stand the fact that a person that has never done this politically before, and a person that's self-funding his campaign, I don't take the contributions. And by the way, for the general election, I'm going to help raise money for the party, and they'll work with us. But we're going to need, you know, I hear the Democrats are going to raise $2 billion. You believe it? This is politics, $2 billion. And I'm also going to put in a lot of money in the general. But we're helping to raise money. We have a great group, and we're raising money for the party. And we're going to get a lot of other people elected with us, I will tell you. So it's been amazing, folks. It's been amazing. And that's when, I mean, this was going to be next. And I really wanted to come here, and I just didn't have the heart to say, thanks a lot, West Virginia. You know, I didn't have the heart. By the way, I have a team of people that were so great, and they were so disappointed that I won early. They wanted to win like now, so they get a little of the credit. I said, hey, we just picked up all the delegates. We don't have to do anything, right? But I'm just glad to be here because I love you people. The real people. You're the real people. You made this country great. Remember that. You made this country great. They didn't have ridiculous regulations that put you out of business. They didn't have these ridiculous rules and regulations that make it impossible for you to compete. So we're going to take that all off the table, folks, and you better do well and you better compete and make me proud of you, okay? You'll be proud of me, but make me proud of you.